everybody. My name's Owen Pyatt. I'm a business process consultant and tool expert here at XPM, a Valiantis company. At XPM, we offer a host of services, one of those services being keeping you in the loop. So join me today as we dive into the tool and see what's new with Jira Service Management. What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about customer service management. Brand new feature from Atlassian, got introduced to Jira Service Management just about yesterday, I believe. So what customer service management from a high level is going to do for us, it's going to allow us to create organizations and then place customers within those organizations. And you may be thinking that doesn't sound a whole lot different than the capabilities of JSM today, but it is, because one of the new features is to not only associate organizational details to the organizations, but also customer details to the customers themselves. In today's video, we're going to be taking a pretty high level overview of the update and the new feature. Because it doesn't seem to be fully ready for everybody's use case just yet. And I do want, and I'll explain why as we kind of get into things. And I do want to mention that initially, customer service management is only going to be available for enterprise and premium license tier users and companies. So let's dive into the tool. I'm going to show you guys, just provide some spatial awareness and give us some context to how to click around, how to press all these new shiny buttons. And so let's go into our project settings here, and we'll hover over our features tab on this left-hand sidebar here. And here we'll be presented with our full list of features that come with JSM, our ITSM suite of features. And we'll see this customer service management feature. So this wouldn't have been available to you guys before yesterday, May 18th. But now it is. So we would just go ahead and toggle this on, which I've already done. And now we'll head back to the project and kind of see what that new feature does for us. So if we go into organizations, we see our new tab, letting us know that it's new. So we see I've built out a couple test organizations here. And in order to add a new organization, you'll go up and click these great gray buttons that Atlassian uses to make you think that you may not be able to click it, but we can. So we'll go ahead and head into organizations. And this is where we can add an organization. So we'd click into our text box. We'd go ahead and add an organization. I'll be working out of some ones I've already created, but I'll just show you guys the full process of creating a new organization. So we would hit create new, and we'd go ahead and select add. And then that would add it to our organizational list here. So let's jump into one of the organizations and just take a look at what happens beyond that screen. Let me go ahead and move myself out of the way here. So we see we're in our organization screen. First, I'm going to talk about this left sidebar here. So under Valiantis, we have our organizational details. So when you create an organization from scratch, this list will be completely empty. So I've gone in here and added a few organization details that I see might be of importance to some companies. So we just have our address. We have the region, which I think would be a pretty hot topic for a lot of companies wanting to utilize that option to run reports on some of their different organizations and where the organizations are located. Then we've got our primary language, like Valiantis. We're a global company, so for each organization you could put the primary language. Then we can put the industry. Your company may be overseeing a couple different industries, and then we've got our number of customers there. Just a few kind of possible organization details. So if we want to add a new detail, this is where we'll go. We'll hover over our ellipses there, and we'll go ahead and click in here and select Edit Details. We'll go ahead and click in here, and where this is going to take us is to our Detail Create screen. So we're going to see up in the top right, we're going to see our nice shiny blue button to create a new field. And then below, we'll see all of the other created fields. So One other thing I do want to note is whatever fields we create here are applied to all organizations. So there is no field scoping or custom field indexing per organization. So whatever fields we put on one organization will be applied to all. So let's go ahead and hit create field. And I do want to talk about this screen here. So this was one thing at the very beginning of the video, I'd kind of prefaced how I see some possible, if you were a company to say, hey, let's start using CSM. This is a super cool feature. One thing that might cause you to have to maybe backtrack a little bit in a month or two is this field type field. Right now, you cannot change it from text. And that's just not the best way to take in information, especially if we're going to be wanting to run reports, set up queues based on these based on these custom fields. And I hate to say custom fields because they're not true custom fields in a Jira sense, but based on these organization fields. So I'm not going to create another field now because I've already created a few, but that is where you do it. And let's go back to our organization screen, and we'll talk about some other things that we see out on the organization screen. So here we see our customers. Now, these customers aren't any different than the customers that are currently the customers feature that's currently built out in Jira. These could be people with just portal only accounts. These could be people that are just added to the organization and have access to the site as a whole as well. So really the big difference with customer service management, this new feature, is this details pane. Everything else that you're going to be seeing isn't a whole lot different than how you're currently probably utilizing organizations and customers if you are using them. And then below that, we see all of the requests that are currently open that have been raised by customers within this organization. So kind of acting as a queue, but not a true queue. And what is cool is you will be able to create queues based on organizations. We won't get on into that today, but I do want to make it aware to you guys that you can create queues based on organizations. I will drop the JQL functions into the description in case you guys do want to go in and build out some queues or run some reports based on organizations and customer details. So let's go into Sam Ayer's account. We see here some customer details. So this is what's a little bit different. I want to make a note and bring attention to the fact that organization details are different than customer details. So we see that Sam is a part of Valiantis. We see that he is in the United States region. We see his birthday. It's not his actual birthday. That is. No, I'm kidding. So we see, and then we see his position, account manager. This is something people are really excited about. Now you can set assignee based on, you can utilize this field as account manager in ways as before we had to build out in assets. That being said, I do still see the asset configuration being a little bit more useful, especially for internal users, because that I know of, I don't know if you're able to import a bulk amount of customers just yet and update all of their customer details as a bulk import the way we are in assets. That's something to maybe look forward to as well. And then over here, we do see all of the requests that Sam has raised. So that pretty much does it for our customer service management overview. The main purpose of this video, like I said before, was just to bring attention to the new feature. We're going to link the Atlassian documentation in the description below. So please, get in. Please feel free to follow up with XPM or Valiantis with some questions. I'd be happy to answer some more in-depth and technical questions on how to utilize CSM, maybe in a deeper use case. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Like I said, I'll also link the JQL functions in case you're wanting to pull any of this data in to create some queues or create some filters. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today. If you have any questions, please feel free to follow up with me via email or on LinkedIn. Both are in the description below. Thank you.